What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how to prepare for growth inside of your woodworking or your handmade business. Let's dive in. All right, well, welcome back. As always, grateful for you. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about how to prepare for growth. You know, if you're going to grow, very rarely does anything grow without strategic planning. It takes energy and effort to grow things. If you're gonna go to the gym and you're gonna work out and you wanna grow muscle in your body, it's gonna take strategic effort to do that, right? If you're gonna grow your business, it's gonna take strategic effort to grow your business. Anything and everything, it takes strategy in order to grow. And so I want to give you a couple tools today how to prepare for growth inside of your woodworking or your handmade business. And so the number one thing, you need to think as though you have a big team, even when it's just you inside of your garage. I want you to think for a moment to some of the biggest businesses in the world. I want you to think about the Googles and the Apples and the Amazons and the Teslas and the SpaceXs and all the billionaire entrepreneurs and whatnot. But I want you to think about their businesses. And I want you to think about how organized and structured a large business like that have to be to function well. Obviously, we're not going to snap our fingers and turn into a multi-billion-dollar business. But one thing that a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of woodworkers, handmade business owners are held back by is really viewing it through the lens of a hobbyist. They're seeing their thing like a hobbyist sees it. You know, I'll get to that when I get to it. Yeah, I haven't been as disciplined about it lately as I need to be. You know, like, your business isn't going to grow if you don't strategically start getting your ducks in a row and making sure that you're doing everything within your power to make sure that it is growing. So let me give you a couple really practical ways that you can do this, okay? So number one is, if you want to grow your business, let's say you have dreams of moving into a commercial space, having employees. One of the first things that you can start doing is getting more clear around your numbers, getting more clear around your data. This is one of the things that we find in the Woodworking Business Accelerator program that a lot of people, including myself for a long time, a lot of people really just are in the dark on. They don't know their numbers. And when everything's going great, you don't really need to know your numbers. But the moment that you are in a crunch and the moment that things go south or the moment that things are challenging, you need to know what to look at to try to solve the problem. And so the first thing that you can do to really start preparing for growth is really knowing your numbers. And one of the ways that you can do that is knowing your labor costs. So if your goal is to grow, one day you're going to replace you with an employee inside of your shop, right? So you're going to have a team of people helping you build whatever products it is that you build. So you need to know your labor costs. You need to track your hours that you're actually working on the thing, and then you need to charge the company for your time, which would be the same pay you would pay an employee. So let's say, for example, you know, you worked 40 hours in the shop this week. You need to say, okay, well, how much is an average carpenter cost in my area? Let's say it's $20 an hour. So you worked 40 hours in the shop. Well, that's $800 a week that you needed to pay yourself, or you would need to pay a shop employee. So then you need to say, okay, based on the 40 hours that I was working in the shop, how much did I produce? Well, hopefully you produced around 5 times whatever you would have paid that shop employee. On a safe number, that's what you need to be. So if you paid $800, you need to have produced around $4,000 in product that week off of your $800. Now, for all of you that are freaking out, that are saying, there's no way that I can do that. There's no way I can produce $4,000 in a single week off of 40 hours. Number one, I've done it. I know that you can do it. But number two, if you can't see a way to do that, it's because either your systems are broken, you're not efficient, your product is too inexpensive, or you need to pivot to a more expensive product, or a combination of the two. And so that's what we see, is that people have grossly underpriced products. They're working themselves into a frenzy and they're not making any money doing it. Somebody told me one time, son, you can go broke sitting on the couch. So if you're gonna go broke, don't go broke working yourself to death, go broke sitting on the couch, right? And so that's the first thing that I would say, is you need to really start tracking your numbers. You shouldn't be spending any more than 20% of whatever it is you produce on labor. And so you need to make sure, okay, if I were to hire somebody to do this job and pay them a fair wage, what would I need to pay them? How much would they be able to accomplish in the time frame given? And what is that ratio? It should be around 20%. So if you got to pay out $500, you need to produce $2,500 in product. If you got to pay out $1,000, you need to be able to produce $5,000 worth of product. So that's how it works, okay? Number two, you just need to get structured and disciplined around what you do. Big businesses cannot thrive with a hobbyist mentality. You must run it like an actual business. From a very practical level, this just means that you actually set a target of what you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it, and then you do what you say you're gonna do when you say you're gonna do it. It's as simple as that. It means that you start learning and knowing your numbers. So if you don't have any type of accounting software, if you're not keeping up with your numbers, you need to keep up with your numbers. You need to know what your expenses look like, know what your income looks like. You need to start learning what it's costing you in material costs to build each of these things, what that percentage is. You really shouldn't be spending more than 30% on material costs for each of your products. The last thing here that I have for you, you need to actually have a strategy for growth. How are you actually going to grow? What is the plan for growing? Now, this is one of the things that a lot of times we don't know what we don't know, okay? I still to this day, there are things that I don't know, and there's things that I don't know that I don't know. There's levels of awareness, right? I don't even know that I don't know it. I'm becoming aware that I don't know. I'm really aware that I don't know. I'm learning, and I have learned. And so if you are in this place where you don't even know what you don't know, well, you just need to start putting yourselves in environments where you can start seeing what are other companies doing to grow? What are other entrepreneurs doing to grow? How are other woodworking businesses growing? Then you can say, okay, oh, they're using this strategy to grow. Oh, they're using that strategy to grow. Oh, they're using this strategy to grow. And so you can start pulling in those strategies into your business to actually develop a plan for growth, right? And if you don't have a plan, you're already planning to fail. If you fail to plan, you're already planning to fail. So make sure that you develop a plan and a strategy for growth. And so with that being said, hopefully this video has been beneficial to you. A couple resources I want to make you aware of. Number one is our completely free, about 90-page ebook called the Handmade Business Secrets ebook. You can click the link below, just enter your name and email. We'll send that to you completely for free, no strings attached, okay? Number two is our Handmade Hero Academy program. So if you're trying to break the $10,000 per month barrier, this is the number one asset that I could give you. This is full of all the strategies and all the tools that I use to really get beyond $10,000 per month inside of my own woodworking business. And then lastly, if you are a woodworker trying to scale to $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 per month, be sure to check out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program in the link below as well. So with that being said, love you all. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you around.